As you can see, the S2000 is finally in my garage, and you can see that there's the new brake caliper and rotor. Last week I ended up doing the other side, so that brake is also done. So both the fronts are good to go. And one thing you'll notice is that those are brand new tires. They're brand new tires on, but right now there's only new tires on the front because the rear tires are still the old ones. But I bought a set of 4 from Discount Tire, and I just haven't taken the rear wheels off yet to take in the to get the rear tires put on yet. So, but that's coming, and actually I'm hoping to do that tonight. But one thing that I noticed, there's a couple of things that need to be done a little more urgent. That VTEC solenoid right there is leaking pretty bad and has been for some time, it appears. I'm hoping that's all that's wrong. I may have maybe a minor gasket leak in there, but I think the VTEC solenoid is my biggest concern at this point. So I bought some gaskets from Kraken, whatever you call them, and they're supposedly pretty good replacements for the Honda version, and they're only about $20 on Amazon. So that was a good deal, and you can't find the upper gasket on the car either for the car. So I'm gonna get that solenoid taken off and get the new gaskets put on. One other thing that's kind of dealing with too is that lever mechanism is broken. Something is broken inside there. So fortunately I can get the hood up, but it does not latch whenever it goes down. So the only thing that's holding it on is this secondary latch right now. So I've driven the car in the neighborhood and over to my house, but haven't really done much other driving haven't done much driving besides that, so because of those two issues. So hopefully I get the solenoid gasket replaced, or both of those gaskets replaced, and at least get that thing knocked out. So yeah, I'm good to go. You can kind of see down in there how the oil has leaked quite a bit all the way down in there, and even these wires are getting wet for the switches and whatnot. So time to get those gaskets replaced. Hopefully that'll do the trick. So I got the connectors off, and especially that top connector, you can see there's just oil coming out of it. I don't know if that's normal or what, but there's quite a bit of oil seeping through there. So anyway, that's the first step of getting it fixed, to get those connectors off. So all right, I've removed all 3 screws, as you can see there. So this should just come right on. All right, let me put the phone down. Okay, the VTEC solenoid is off. 3 bolts in there, and it just comes right out. So, and there you can kind of see that gasket, I'm pretty certain is the culprit of the oil leak, and not able to keep any oil in any longer. And I really do think that it's the big culprit for the leaks down in here. So we'll get it changed out. Replace both of them. Actually, I've got the bolts out of the top part, the upper part, but it hasn't broken free yet. But I need to be careful that it doesn't just fall off. So anyway, we're gonna get that changed out. All right, I think I figured something out. Previous owner had said that there was an oil leak that they tried to fix, and I think I understand what they did. This top part does not want to come off, and that is probably the reason, because it's all gunked up with some sort of silicone or something. But what they failed to do was change this one out, the lower gasket. So, and that was the one I think that was given the most problems. So, because it was all smashed and it was really difficult to get out of there. But now I've just got to get that off of there and get that cleaned up. So it doesn't appear to be leaking around it. So maybe I just changed the bottom one. I don't know. Depends on how hard it is to get that top one, the top part off of there. So anyway, did not get it done the correct way. So maybe I should just do it the right way and be done with it. So it just means more work though, I think. So I think that was the fix that they did to get the oil leak resolved. But again, they did the wrong gasket, I think, because it was just leaking like crazy around that smashed gasket. It was all hard plastic, seemingly, even though at one point I think it was really rubber. But so there's what you run into when you get into used cars and somebody's trying to fix things the shortcut way. So here's what I ended up doing. I only replaced the lower gasket, and it seems to be holding on the upper part, and it was really the lower gasket that was leaking. It was obvious whenever you looked at the gasket that it was the culprit, it was the problem. So so it was going to be very difficult to get the upper part off, and I thought, well, if it's not leaking, then I just won't replace it on the upper part. So, you know, putting the new gasket in for the lower part, and I'll get it reconnected and should be good to go. We'll see if it leaks anymore after that.